Well, good afternoon. We are going to take another dive into the Microsoft 2020. I didn't do the upgrade because I didn't need it. I don't think it's that great of an improvement, but that's in my opinion because of the type of flying that I do. And we're going to click on the world map. That gets us started here, and we're going to take the TBM from Monterey to San Francisco. So we're going to show you what I forgot to do yesterday, so I have to relearn. And it shows direct from Monterey. So what we'll do is we'll just take the Monterey 5 departure. Oh, wait a minute. We got to say we're going to go IFR first. Otherwise it doesn't need to do this. So now we got departures in here. Now that we're going IFR, low altitude. Low altitude because we're not going to go up over 6,000 feet. This is the same run that we made yesterday, except we're going to have all the bells and whistles clicked, hopefully, so all the bells and whistles work. So departures, so we'll take the Monterey 528 departure. We see a little change here with a little yellow there for our departure route. And then it's direct to San Francisco. And San Francisco, I didn't click this part, so we are going to do the 28 right. Let's go down here, 28 right Zulu, right there, and that's the little approach there. And we'll see if we get a continuous line here when we bring up, and it's not there at this point. But I think that's all the clicking we have to do to get the autopilot to do everything but control airspeed and altitude. I have to still do that manually, and the rest of the navigation is automatic. Hopefully it'll do an automatic approach to 28 right at San Francisco. I'm sure the departure's going to go all right. Yesterday it looked like it was paralleling the course, so let's see if it stays on course this time. So we're going to click fly, and it has to boot up. I don't know what that airplane might be, but let's say it's a Bonanza. And I don't know where we are, but let's say we're in Alaska.
Monterey Tower Docker Alpha.
Now we're in Monterey.
X-ray Golf Sierra Alpha at runway 28 left, ready for departure.
That's
IFR
sunset.
to San Francisco.
It's sunset.
Dollar Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Alpha altimeter 29.9 wind calm. Cleared for takeoff runway 28 left.
Okay, so we go
Cleared
ahead.
for takeoff runway 28 left, Dollar Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Alpha.
So we click. It doesn't matter what time of day or night it is, but we have to click in some things. Let's see what I think they'll give us 6,000 feet. We go up here for our clearance, and yeah, it's 6,000 feet, so we have to put the altitude that we're going to hold at 6,000 feet. And let's move this over one so we have a little more look. I see that we don't have a connection here between this and our course. Oh, there it is. It's right over there. It's not on this one. So we're going to go straight out, and then we'll make a right turn and head for San Francisco's approach. And we're going to put in here 6,000 feet. Grab a hold of the altitude, run this over to 6,000 feet. 6,000 right there, and then we're going to climb at 2,000 feet a minute. And put this up to 2,000 feet a minute. We're going to climb, we're going to navigate, click the navigate, and that's all we need to do there. So everything looks pretty good. Looks like we're going to fly on course at a course of 280. Once we get on course, we'll see how close we come to that. And let's go outside. And we're going to take off into the sunrise. Oh, sunset. So everything's set. We take the brakes off. We go up to full power. And just as soon as we break ground, we will, and of course, being off to the right like this, we have a little trouble holding the center line. We get back on the center line, get up to 80, rotate. We'll look back and see what it looks like here. We'll click on the autopilot. We put the gear up and the flaps up. And then we just let go. So it's tracking the course straight out. Looks like it's a little bit left, but we'll be making a left turn on course.
Dollar Golf Sierra Alpha,
there we go, 330.
Good day.
And we'll stay with this, and we'll just sort of look out here at the sun setting, which is a beautiful time of day. And we'll answer that by just saying okay.
Dollar Golf Sierra Alpha, did you copy?
127.45 Dollar Golf Sierra Alpha. Goodbye.
Go ahead and put it down a little bit lower. That would be a little prettier. This is Fort Ord, the old Fritchie field over there. You have mostly helicopters going in there, probably some King Airs and whatnot, fixed wing. And if they had a big troop aircraft, they had to come in for this 10 to 11,000 foot runway here at Monterey. So the big troop, say a C-5A or a C-130, C-130. No, what do I want? C-17 is I think they're twin engine. That's what happens when you have a medical detour. You forget things. By the way, I had a birthday a few days ago, and I turned 88 years old. And I'm happy to be back on board here. Let's see how we're doing on our climb. Are we at 6,000? No, we're still climbing. We're 4,400 feet. Climbing it, and we have our power setting a little too high. If we look at our panel, we would have been showing some red because I was at full power, and it would show that either I was over torquing. And again, I was never a turbine pilot. I never flew an aircraft with a turbine, jet or turboprop, neither one. But I'm happy to be doing that today because I had the old steam gauges, as they call them, the World War II gauges for altimeter. Here's our altitude, our airspeed. These would have been round gauges. It looked like steam gauges on a steam engine. And now this is called a Garmin panel. I don't know whether it's Garmin 3000, 2000. I'm not familiar with that. But anyway, we'll go on up, and we're at 6,000 feet, so we level off. And we don't see any red lining up here. We're on nav, and we should be on course 328, and we'll go outside, just see how we're looking here. There's the Salinas River coming out. No, Salinas River coming out right over here, just north of the old Fort Ord. Now the Fritchie Field is now the Marina Airport. Marina should be right. Yeah, Marina. Yeah, I got to get in a little bit closer here so I can see Marina. Anyway, Marina is right here. Yeah. Yeah, here's Marina, right under the tail. And anyway, that's the Salinas River. And then we go over here to Moss Landing. This is our power station, it's right over here. So let's go back out, look at where we're going. Yesterday I told you about Monterey Bay Academy. I don't have to repeat that. So we're generally heading for San Francisco. Let's look at our chart, see if the chart comes up. And then the next thing we're going to do, see we're at 244. Let's see if our flaps are up. Yeah, our flaps are up. For some reason we should be at about 250, but for some reason that's not up. And I don't see on the chart here. Let's put it out too. I'm going to bring it in closer. No, for some reason it doesn't show the course, but for some reason we're pretty much on course. And then our approach, that looks like it's on line that is going to line up with the 28 right at San Francisco. So we'll just continue on. And the little idiosyncrasies of our flight plan, I'm just not going to worry about it. It's on a hands-off flight here. Let me see if I kick my power up a little more. If for some reason it's not flying at 250. So let's bring our power up here and see if we get any red flashes on torque. Possibly I can put it up all the way. Let's see how that does. See if anything overheats. I see our airspeed is edging up ever so slightly. And again, we're still at 6,000 feet. And we're heading at San Francisco. I don't see any red in there. Let's go out here. We'll go over Santa Cruz. I told you about Pasatiempo. That's a golf course down there. It's been around since probably 1920. Famous golf course architect. I can't tell you what his name. I'm going to go with Mackenzie. That's what I went with yesterday. And possibly in the distance, that's Mount Diablo, right there, that little bump. And you can see bumps. This is Mount Umunum, which is just south of San Jose. Los Gatos. Los Gatos would be right about in here. Highway 17 should go right over here. And if we go in closer, that's probably San Jose. San Jose, let's see if we can get that. I'm sure that's Normanetta Field, or San Jose International Airport is right there. Yep. I don't know what that is. Never heard of that place. So we'll look at the sunset again. And now it's up to 257. We'll check our gauges again to see that there's nothing flashing red here. I got the throttle. The throttle's up to full power. Let's look down here. Yeah, I can't quite tell the throttle. There it is. Throttle all the way forward. Full power. Okay, we'll put it back here so we can see what we're doing. And we're holding our 6,000 feet. We're at the speed limit. Here's the San Francisco Bay. Here's the South Bay down here coming down to San Jose. The salt ponds adjacent across from Palo Alto. Again, that's San Jose International right there above the tail. And then as we go on up, we'll see Moffett Field. I don't know what that is. As we get closer. And as we go over Woodside, I'm just estimating this Woodside is right along here. Woodside VOR. We'll drop down to, we got plenty of altitude here, so we'll pretend like they gave us a lower altitude of 4,000 feet. So we'll take our altitude and move it down to 4,000. 4,000 and click here. We'll down at about 1,500 feet a minute. 1,600 ought to do just fine. Now we'll come back on the power ever so slightly as we ease down to 4,000 feet. Get ready for approach. And when we go on approach, we should be able to click approach. That's not working yet. We'll see. We'll just see how it does. And San Francisco International Airport is on a little peninsula for the runways. Comes out into San Francisco Bay right there. There's again Mount Diablo. And looks like that might be Woodside there. We'll go out here, we'll look over, and that's Moffett Field. This is going to be Palo Alto Airport right there. Yeah. Okay, West Santa Clara. Not showing up yet. Okay, here's San Carlos Airport. Little reflection there. And we should be able to look out here and see Palo Alto Airport, but I'm not spotting it. So we'll just keep it on this side here. And now we can go down to 2,000 feet. So we'll take this down to 2,000 feet. Let's see if approach lights up yet. Not yet. So that nav is there. We're going to take this down to 2,000 feet. 2,000. Vertical speed down at 1,500 feet a minute. 1,500 feet a minute. Power back a little bit. Start slowing down so we can cycle in with the airliners, of which there aren't any at this point. Sometimes you have traffic, and I'm not quite. Here's of course Stanford, Palo Alto is right in there, right behind us. We'll see Highway 280 under us. Let's see where Highway 280 right here coming up through here is Highway 280 heading for San Francisco. There's Stanford. Huh. That might be Palo Alto Airport. Atherton. Okay, we're 2,400 feet. What's our speed? 215. We can slow down to 150. Anyway, I don't see it. I have to figure this out. They have changed. They have updates, and so they change this around. We can move that over. And I don't quite quite get it. We're still using navigation. We may have to take it off. It's on heading. And we click the nav like that. And we need to move the heading around. Let's move the heading around to 330. Yeah, there it goes. So let's put it on heading because the approach is not lighting up. We got it on heading. And we'll move heading. Yeah, we should go over there just a little bit. So we can line up with 28 right. So we're 2,000 feet. And again, we'll click, we have it on heading, so we're following the bug up here in the upper left-hand corner, so we're at 339. So we can just move that slightly to the left. Watch what happens. It'll start turning a little bit, but what we want to do is intercept this final approach course. So we'll come out here to the high rise on the San Mateo Bridge and then turn inbound for runway 28 right. And we're a little fast, so I'll bring the power back just a little bit. So move this over so we can just see 28 right there. The strobes. This is Foster City right under us. You can just see the line for the San Mateo Bridge right there. And then for some reason the high rise goes out of sight. Looks like it goes underwater, but there's a high rise right in there, so a sailboat can go right under it. And let's see if the approach comes in here. No approach. So we'll turn this to 280 right there when we get lined up. We're coming around to lining up, so we'll go to 280 right now. 280. And we're going to take the let's take the altitude down to 1,000 feet. That's good there. And we'll do this at about 1,100 feet a minute. Bring the power back. We're almost lined up. We're not going to get picky. And we can go slightly to the right for 28 right. Just move the heading over. Go 290. Then we'll come back. See, it shows a line right there. Let's hit nav and just see what happens. Let's see what happens with the nav. And we can come down a little more. Let's so we need to take this altitude down to 200. How's that? Vertical speed. Drop that down. So it just, then bring this over to 280. There we go. We're lined up. It could be just to the right, just slightly. Let's see what it looks like here. So we turn off the autopilot, put the gear down, the flaps down full, go in behind the aircraft here. A little late on the landing gear. And one more notch of flap. Of course, it ballooned up, getting a little slow, a little bit of power. Keep her lined up there. Right on the center line, like Guy would say. Power back. Here we go. Guy would be proud of me. Flaps up. And we'll roll out to general aviation, which would be at the end of this runway, but I'm not going to go way down there. We'll just go right in here. It may be a little dark on your screen. So I still don't have full automation. But the next step is I go on the panel of the aircraft to get it to put in what I think I need for the autopilot to shoot the approach for me. And we'll stop right here. We'll look across at the tower. Tower might be right up there. There we go. Thanks for riding along. A little bit more of a air chance. We'll look back inside, see what's lighting up here and what isn't lighting up. That's the brakes on and off. Yeah. There you go, Garmin. I never got to fly with Garmin, but now I can. Fortunately, at my advanced age, it's better that I do it on a simulator than the real thing. It's as you can tell, I'm the bells and whistles I don't have total command of. I'm still learning. Okay, thanks for flying along with me, and we'll check it off here. Bye bye. And let's see, Alt F9.